All right, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Happy Saturday morning. I am of the thorough belief that we should have a day between Saturday and Sunday. Although I wouldn't mind a 4-day work week. That's longer hours that you have to spend anyway, working. And not really all for that. Because already my days are pretty long with the drive. So I think an 8-day week would be perfect. Pretty sure we could get everybody on board with that. Of course, we'd have to reprogram every single thing that ran on computers in the world. We'd have to change all the calendars. The firefighters' calendar would have to be updated. I'll keep my old ones for collectors' issues. But anyway, we would have to make some, in the long term scheme of things, minor changes, I think. Anyway, it's Saturday, y'all, and it's been a long, long week. Long week. I've been the only one on the road for the past week, uh, and it's been busy. We started out with barely anything on the schedule, and I have done nothing but drive and drive and drive and go, 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 go. So yeah, kind of tired. And for some weird reason, probably because the cats were out of food, I woke up really early this morning. So I've been going at it for a while. But before we go any further, I want to say good morning. GKeyman 565. I did see your comment in the chat last night. Didn't reply to it because I was almost asleep and it wouldn't have been intelligible anyway. Uh, Ronald, good morning. Rune International, good morning. Miko Wolf, big old plate of home fries. Sounds pretty good, actually. Dana Reed, as always, good morning. Robert Patton, hello to you. If I can get my mouse to scroll, one of the cats might have eaten it. Uh, let's see who else is here. Zoe the cat, good to see you back again. Speaking of cats, we have several cats in here. They might make an appearance. They might not. It depends on what they feel their contract should say today. Anyway, Torch of KCK, good morning to you. Looks like you had a good fishing trip. As long as you had uh, fun, even if you didn't catch anything. That's awesome. Kurt O. Lock and Key, good morning. Who else is here? Dana's starting to get thunderstorms rumbling and getting dark. Hope she doesn't lose power. Yeah, that was us yesterday morning. Yeah, I woke up like 3 a.m. yesterday and we had thunderstorms and rain and heavy downpours and all kinds of stuff. And I woke up and by the time I got to the shop, it was all cleared up. Um, Rather disappointing because I think I've mentioned it before. I like rainy days, and I don't like starting a day off rainy and then getting sunny later. That just kind of messes with me for some reason. Jeff at HKS Systems, you are here. Well, I mean, you're not here. We would have had to talk about that if you did just show up here, but I would have admired your effort for driving this far. Nate Godden, good morning. Newhouse Lock and Key. No, I don't want to extend the work week. I want to extend the weekend. That's the whole point. So, it's been a week. It has been a week. Let me tell y'all. Uh, Tyler, Jeff, and I recorded 2 episodes last Saturday, and I only managed to get one of them edited, and that was Tuesday night when I got done with it. Uh, Jeff has that uploaded. It's scheduled to drop tomorrow, so be sure that you tune in. Not sure if Tyler got the episode with PJ from CLK Supply uploaded yet to the channel, but I will remind him again today to do that. We've kind of gotten I don't know, kind of a lazy streak lately. Shouldn't we do have a plan-ish to combat the lazy streak for the summer so that you don't go without three tumblers all summer long. Um, but we should be around, so make sure to stay tuned. Um, the episode coming up tomorrow is I don't remember. Let me consult with my documents. Please stand by, and I will give you a small preview of what we did. Jeff was the lead in on it. No, that's not it. Please stand by. Not that one. No, Tyler was the lead in on it, I believe. Oh, yes. Lubricants. Lubricants? Is that it? I don't know. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be lubricants or no, it was making keys. I'm sorry, that's what it was. Lubricants will be the next episode after making keys, because we recorded the lubricants episode and I have not edited that yet. Anyway, so stay tuned. Making keys is actually pretty good episode. Um, I really liked it and enjoyed it. See who here who what huh? Nate Godden. Not sure if I say good morning to you, but good morning. Um, Rune says that the audio and video are good. Guess I'm scrolling back up. A little bit here. S&M Lock and Key. Good morning to you. Dana does like rainy days. Yes, I do like rainy days. I rarely sleep on rainy days. I am more apt to sleep on a bright sunny day than I am a rainy day, honestly. And yes, Rune, I do agree with you that rain is better when you are inside, just having to listen to it instead of actually being out in it. Um, we actually do reschedule jobs based on the weather because we simply just don't want to be tracking in water and dirt and everything else into people's houses. Um, so yeah. Anthony, good morning. All right, guys. So let's see. What adventures did Tim have this week? Um, hmm, what adventures did I have this week? We did some work on an access control system that we've been progressively rolling out for a customer. Got everything installed beautifully, even though the door was like Swiss cheese, and we had to modify some stuff and uh, kind of make um, our own drill bits for it using two different hole saws. And we got the exit device mounted, the exterior trim mounted, interior access control component linked to the exterior trim. Got all that mounted, got it connected to the system, and there is zero communication. So we are still having to work that out. Um, we did continuous hinge installation the other morning. Um, and then, like I said, other than day before yesterday, I've been on the road solo all week. and it's been fun. I like it. I like days where I can get everything loaded up in the truck in the morning, and then I don't get back to the shop until like 4:30, 4:45. I love days like that. I love just being out there. I can listen to my books between jobs and, you know, just go out and have a good time and have fun and help people out and make money. I mean, that's the biggest goal, make money. And anyway, it's really kind of fun to do all that. So I do enjoy it. Um, Dexter the cat says hello, S&M. All the cats here say hello, even if they're actually camera shy today. Well, I mean, there's one like on the other side of the camera, and he's laid out like the Prince of Denmark or something. But anyway, you want a tin roof? Yeah. Ooh. See, if I lived a little bit further south, I would love to have a tin roof. I really would. Um, that would be awesome. I might get that one day anyway. Rune, when I was working full-time police, the absolute worst feeling was starting out the shift in rain. Even though I was on night shift for most of all that, uh, especially spring and summertime, it would thunderstorm in the evenings and you'd get wet, and then your ballistic vest would also get wet. Well, that doesn't dry out while you're wearing it. And so yeah, being wet all the rest of the night, that sucked a lot. See, Miko is 70 degrees, nice and sunny. And Miko has his pool out all ready to go. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's actually 72 here in the shop this morning. The windows are open. They were open all night, so we are definitely creeping towards warmer and warmer weather. This past Monday, it was cold. Easter Monday was really, really cold here. It was 33 degrees Fahrenheit when I woke up, and uh, didn't really warm up until late afternoon, and then it got cold again Monday night. And Tuesday I got up, and it was supposed to be the same weather, so I wore long pants again on Tuesday, and by Tuesday afternoon I was sweating like crazy, and I'm like, cursed these long pants. They're really, really nice when it's cold weather, but when it gets above 70 degrees, they are burning up. Lockpicking Scout, good morning. Happy to see you here. Thank you for reminding everybody to thumbs up. Appreciate that. Who else do we have? Newhouse Lock and Key says, I had to replace locks on a 3-inch thick door with locks that were set into the door with only a quarter thick ring of wood. It's holding. Wow. Wow. Newhouse, what kind of locks were they? Were they deadbolts or, was it Schlage or, what? Give me some details because, I know Schlage makes thick door kits for residential doors. We've actually had to order some of those just to get them, just to help customers out that needed new hardware. Um, all right, so promised cylinders, new and old. Think you can tell just by the back sides which ones are new, which ones are old. We're going to take a look at these. We're actually going to pick them. Uh, one of which I have never taken apart, never ran into it. And to give you guys a better view, come around here. And I'm actually going to get back behind the camera. just like ye olden days. Yes, beware of the locksmith. All right. This first old beauty here is a Russwin. I think you guys can make that out. We're going to pick this thing. May be able to turn because that cam is pretty big on the back. And just going to get old trusty tools out here for this one. Maybe I'll be able to do this. This really sucks not being able to move the camera around. So this really is like ye olden days picking. This lock cylinder is probably at least 100 years old. The house that it came out of was built in 1903, I believe. And unfortunately, I had to replace it with a quickset mortise cylinder because all the rest of the locks on the house were quickset. And the realtor told them that they needed to have one key for everything. So there you can see that picked fairly easily. We'll come back to that and explore that in a moment. Next, we're coming up to this Corbin. So yes, we have a Russwin and a Corbin cylinder. I'll come up to this guy here and see what it takes. I can't remember what I pulled, where I got this one from, like what the situation was. Like it, I want to say it was residential, but honestly, I just can't remember. Let's try getting a shorter hook in here. Standard old trusty was too tall. And now I can't see the chat from where I am, so trying to remember how to pick a dang lock, you know? The awkward angle that I'm standing at is pretty common for us locksmiths to have to stand at to be able to pick. And of course, we can really only pick in one direction just because when we're doing this for an unlock. Now, if the door is accessible, in other words, we can have it open and we're just needing to pick the cylinder to be able to make a key for it, then it doesn't matter which direction we pick. This one is definitely putting up more of a fight. I don't have keys for either one of these. Yeah, there we go. think there's a spool pin in here. No. Tell me your secrets. Let's go the other way. And who knows what key blank this is? So, well, Jeff probably knows what key blank this is. I have no clue. I guess we got one of them to take apart. Okay, drop back into that false set. Keyway is really sort of tight, so it's hard to get in there. Maybe we got something there. So what books have y'all been reading or listening to lately? Just curious. I've been doing the audiobook series of Aragon lately. I'm on the second book. Pretty good series. Really, who can resist a book about a guy, magic, and dragons, right? I'm going to give this one just a couple more minutes. Maybe. There's one pin in the back that it's about impossible to get up and under. All right, so set this one aside for now. I know, kind of a cop out. But we'll try to take this other one apart. I know. It's a rust wind cylinder on a Schlage mat. Let's look here. Let's look at the chat real quick. New Al said Schlage deadbolt and lever handles. Whoever built the house did it. I pointed out to the homeowner. Yeah, New House. Schlage does make thick door kits for residential hardware. If you've got a Legion rep in your area that you can contact, that would be where I would start as far as part numbers for the thick door kits. If you don't have an Allegiant rep in your area, let me know, and I can find out from my Allegiant rep. Had a force open, a Zeiss lock, like the one LPL opened in his video 491. It was mounted about 1 foot above the door. Wow. I remember seeing your comment on, I think, one of Jason's posts about that, or that you were going to have to do that. I don't do really tall ladders. To Medico deadbolts I needed to rekey after one of her keys and purse were stolen. It's also entertainment for the 7 grandkids she was watching at the time. Penny Kit almost. Oh wow, yeah. S&M, that would be a. There would definitely be some extra charges in there for sure. Uh, Listen to podcasts. Yes, dragons are awesome. Um, Financial, real estate stuff. News is like junk food. Anthony, I do listen to news in the morning. I like the morning shows. Get it on Sirius XM, and I listen to like a news debate roundtable show in the evenings on the way home. But in between, I listen to books, and on the weekends is when I listen to podcasts when I have time, which means I get about 15 minutes of podcast listening. Torch of KCK. That sounds like an interesting book. Um, that actually does sound like a really interesting book. If y'all ever look for a book to read, there's one called Return with Honor by Captain Scott O'Grady. He was shot down over Bosnia back in the 90s, F-16 pilot, and was basically on the run and in hiding for I think like 5 or 6 days, maybe, before he was rescued. Really, really good book. I read it when I was a teenager, and it was awesome. This is sort of like Russwin's composite cylinder. So there's only one screw on the back. You notice the cam is permanently affixed. So we're going to take a look at that. This is really old technology. Schlage did not invent this, by the way. Let's see. No, but I like to get people and kids introduced if they want to watch. Won't behave, but one was kicking his feet over a chain to get comfortable. You know, S&M, unless if I'm doing like a commercial rekey, I take everything out to the truck and pin it out there. Um, Commercial rekeys, a lot of times, like I've got a fold up rolly cart, and a lot of times I'll put the pin kit on that. Sometimes if I am doing high security, I'll take it in there with me. That way I'm not cramped up in the back of the truck or trying to lean into the side of it. Um, let's see, Anthony, you love when I knew the Three Tumblers episodes or UTech episode drops. Yep, the Log Sportscast. Um, Too much reading gives me a headache, so I watch movies. Yeah, I got into audiobooks when I was working patrol, and um, you guys may or may not hear about this in the upcoming future, so I'll give you a little bit of a tease. But and yes, that was a very big tease and hint, and that's all I'm going to say. Um, but when I was working on patrol, it's hard to read a book while you're driving. And even when you have time sitting in the patrol car, you don't want your concentration to be on a book or your phone or anything else. Um, you two knock it off. And so that's when I got into really got into audiobooks. Now this little screw right here, show you guys. All right, so to get back to the actual lock thing here, you can see here's the housing. If I move the cam on the back, it moves these two pins, which go into the back of the plug. So when you rotate the key, it actuates the cam. This screw is a stationary screw in here. You can see that point, and the screw on the back, it interacts with that hole right there, thus pulling the cylinder in and out. There is a little plate on the back here holding the plug into the cylinder, and that's what I'm currently working on getting to loosen up without having to lock the darn thing up again and then repick it. There we go. Just needed the right screwdriver. So yeah, long commute times and smartphone with Audible, really great. Habit I never really got out of. Now this plug is a little bit bigger than standard, so you can see there. Maybe you can see there. So, which I mean, that's to be expected. There we go. Get these pins laid out here. One, two, three, four. Some really long pins there. 5. And a master wafer. Why does that not surprise me? An extra top pin's always a fun find. Pretty sure we'll find some more. Alright. Top pin 1. Top pin 2. Top pin 3. You can notice, maybe, that the third top pin is very short. That's because the bottom pin is very long. Oh, let's see here. Actually, that might not have been. Well, that's weird. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And there's the top pin. And I'm not seeing any more masters, but get in here and you can see, so this was bottom pin for the 5th chamber. And obviously it's not a challenge lock, so you're not going to see anything. Here's the pin right above it that came out with it. And then here is what was in the spring. You can see there's a pin jammed all the way up top, and I imagine it's been up there for some time. And come on. Never affected the operation. I know you guys can't see this. I'm just using my pick to try to gently push that pin out without completely boogering up the spring. Oh, will it go that way? we go. That's not even a top pin. Look at the diameter compared to the diameter of the bottom pin. So I don't know why that was up there. It's really weird. I wonder if they're in the other pins. Oops. There it is. I didn't lose it completely yet. So we'll go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and put this back together as is, which means running this little pin down in here, like that. And I'm going to put it in the housing in such a way that that spring end won't interfere with anything. Put the little tiny top pin in there, maybe. Now you guys probably can't see what I'm doing right now. Get down there. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. All right. Let's look here. What's the keyway look like? Maybe y'all can see that. There you go. Been watching the glare. See. All right. I will look at those rune. Gumby finally showed up. You're late again. Oh wow, rune. That's a lot. Yeah, sometimes sometimes to fix stuff we just have to destroy what was there and then replace it. You know? Biggest thing is just tell the customer. Say, look, this is what it's gonna take and this is how much it's gonna cost. Oh, that didn't go in right. I need some light. Maybe I can see it better here. Better one, better two, better three, better four. All right. This way, y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. Y'all can see what I'm doing. Hopefully. I sure as hell can't. Sorry, guys. I gotta get some sunlight to see. Okay. All right. Cool. I got that in the right spot. With the plug diameter being larger, and I don't have one of those larger diameter followers handy here at home. We've got plenty of them at work. It's kind of difficult. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, now try to put this damn thing back together without blowing it up. I need a shim. I have a shim. Put this in here. That sometimes when you're shimming or when you're using a shim, you have to kind of go to the side and then rotate it up so it goes under the top pins. All right, there we go. I got shim out the front, shim out the back, and there we go. All right, all locked up again. Sweet. Now, we'll just put this cap over the back. And again, like I said, I don't remember the circumstances in which I got this cylinder, um, but it's old. Actually, this was the one. Yeah, this was the one that came out of the house. Yes, it was the other one that's still in the vise. I don't remember. This is the one that came out of the 120-year-old house. I had a lapse. Got replaced by a U.S. lock quickset cylinder. I actually didn't look at a place either. All right, so there, our cylinder is all back together. Let's put it together with the composite component. Let's slide those two in there, and then start turning, 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 turning. LPG, yeah. I was off of Facebook forever, until last year. I think it was just peer pressure that got me back on, honestly. I don't post anything really. Like every once in a while I might share something, but I don't post anything original, except for very rare occasions. Alright, keep going, keep going. Now, what would I do in the field if a customer needed this cylinder rekeyed? Well, I would say, hey, let's bring it up to the shop to see if we have a key blank for it. If we did, then I'd pick it, open it up, try to determine, what the bidding was and everything, and get a card and cut it on the blitz. Um, but 99% of the time, I'm going to tell them that that's going to cost a lot more money because in our area, we don't do a lot of Corbin or Russwin stuff, or Corbin Russwin stuff, and it's just not going to be cost effective for them. I can sell them a new cylinder and pin it up, just, for half the price. Um, and what I see is most places in this area that have Corbin Russwin keyways, they are institutional and they have their own locksmiths. So we don't get a lot of outside assistance for stuff. Gumby needs your beauty sleep. Edited pick is up. Okay. Luckily, the cores and pins on that cheap 4-pin lock and knock moved fine. So pick it and plug spin it fine, just couldn't easily remove the cylinder. Gotcha, Rin. Yeah. Jeff, yeah, this is the .552 diameter. Um, I'm gonna have to see. Um, and look here. S&M lock and key. I guess it's on your community post. Um, wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Gumby, you can do it. I know you can. All right, so we got two new cylinders to look at. None of these tools will work on these cylinders, so I'm just going to put them away. No tweezers, no pick, no tensioners, none of that. Just put all that back. It ain't gonna do a lick of good, and I'm gonna show you why. All right, so switch cameras again. Back camera. There we go. All right, now, so we do some national service provider work, which is basically where one locksmith or one company takes care of issues for they have a contract to take care of issues for, say, commercial buildings in a region. You know, it could be 3 states, it could be 7 states, it could be 15 states, it could be all 50 states. And one of these NSPs has a contract with a national chain retail store, and they sold them a key system, and they hire us out to go work on stuff whenever stuff doesn't work. We do more than just the cylinders, but a lot of times we do encounter the cylinders, and it's a Medico system, but it's one you might not be familiar with. The Medico XT. So this is obviously in an interchangeable core housing. It does work just like a best uh, interchangeable core, and the key is programmed. It can be programmed for one-time core key function, control key function, to install or remove the existing core. This one was actually bad and got replaced with, well, the whole exit device got replaced. So this was no longer needed, and it's been rolling around in the truck for a while. The other day, though, I got this one. This one actually did go bad. Didn't matter what you did. That Medico XT is kind of like the click system for Medico, Multilock, ASA, Ruco, etc. Rune has done extensive videos on the click system. I highly recommend you go check them out. But instead of having a physical key blade that goes into a lock, kind of like you see here, it just has contacts on the end. And the key is battery powered, the key is what's programmed, and the key interacts with the lock. This one does have the key override for fire department functions, and it's a Medico key mark keyway, and it's really cool because when you insert the key, like the key cylinder, the plug for the key cylinder turns here, and it's geared, but there are actually two different cams on the back, one for each component, I guess you could say. Um, These are going to be taken apart and researched to see exactly how they go together. Um, yeah, I mean, there's no way to pick that. There is a way to pick this. I tried before going live, but it just wouldn't work. Um, It's a very, very interesting system, and I really don't like it. It's interesting. I don't like it, but it's interesting. So, Rune, have you ever seen the Medico XT or something like that in your neck of the woods, or any of you other folks have seen Medico XT? Sorry, that was bugging me. Um, let's look here. Pocket women, good morning. It's like a cyber lock, yeah. Um, Jay locks in Y, good morning. I don't have a key for it. LPG, I don't have either the electronic key or the physical key. I couldn't take those with me. Um, so unfortunately, I don't have one. The keys, let me see if I can find a picture of it. Here we go. Let me just, no, I want picture. There we go. I don't, I don't know if that's gonna post. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to find one that will. There we go. All right. Please stand by. There's a picture of the keys. Um, let's see here. Yeah, dual override, Jeff. It's actually pretty cool. I've got a little video of how it operates. I can't upload the video to YouTube, unfortunately, because I think there's some customer information in there, so I can't do that. But I will split these cats up, aggravating each other, and I can send you guys individually um, what it looks like with the key override. Let's see. LPG, I don't. Medico key mark. I'm not sure if that is on the black belt lock listing. Um, I honestly, I haven't kept up with that for so long. Um, it seems like, I mean, it's a very tiny keyway, and you have to have a very nimble pick to get. Yes, Cornelia. Yes, we know you're inspecting. You have to get a very kind of nimble pick to go in there. Um, the cool thing is, just like Click, the XT receives all of its information through the key. So it's like the actuators and everything inside of the lock are powered by the key. And so you basically have to charge it like every day or every other day, something like that. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting system. I really, really don't know a whole lot about it, other than to me personally, it seems that it gives you several more points of failure. Uh, Whether the key doesn't go, or the programming doesn't line up with the lock, or the lock just bricks up like this one did. I mean, this was bricked. No matter what they did as far as pushing updates to keys, it just would not work. So they replaced it. Um, Jay. Oh, Pocket Women, I am so sorry. I am so sorry about your cat. That is sad. But very, very glad that you did have that extra 76 days with her. That's amazing. I mean, animals, pets always surprise us that they pull through for that long. When you expect something bad to happen, um, and they just keep pulling right along. So I am very sorry for your loss. Uh, let's see here. Duh, 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 duh. Sparrows drop their new black flag pics. Got the key system. Did not see the electronic part of it yet. Um, yeah. All right. So when I have something, if I ever get something more working of this, I mean, I thought the fact that you could program the key to be a control key to remove the IC from a housing, I thought that was pretty cool. I may try to machine this back. Um, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these yet. I mean, they're pretty useless without keys and being on a system, and they each have like numbers that are sort of like MAC addresses, but not MAC addresses. So you have to have the cylinder programmed to your system and communicate between the key and the cylinders. It's complex from what I do understand. Um, and LPG, I don't know if it was the electronic part. I'm assuming it was because everybody's keys were getting red flashes. If you look at that picture I posted, there's a part. Um, if you look at the key around the housing, um, like up towards the front of the key, the black plastic electronic key, um, there's actually an LED light in there, so it gives you visual feedback as far as the interaction between the key and the cylinder, and you can look, and it'll give you like a green flash means hey, everything's good, go ahead and turn. A red light means no, you're not authorized. You could get a series of flashing red lights. It just depends on what's going on with it. Again, I've not taken a class on it or anything, so I don't know all the details. But it's it seems cool, but it also seems like a lot of places to fail. So, alrighty, folks. Remember that tease that I said earlier about listening to books at work? That's a tease. And again, that's the only tease you will get. I will be surprising you guys this coming week. Okay, that's it. I'm not saying anymore. Um, anyway, um, yeah, anything that's electronic or runs on electricity can fail, unfortunately. Um, in fact, I'm dealing with an issue with my Schlage Sense deadbolts on my house. They're connecting with my iPad, which acts as my HomeKit hub, but my phone doesn't have any interaction with them. It's really, really weird. And yeah, I tried turning my phone off and back on again, and uh, it didn't do anything. So I'm kind of at a loss. I'm gonna have to research that a little bit later. Um, yeah, Rune, we've done that with some of these with the Medico XT, clean the contacts, and it didn't help. Um, we briefly mentioned these in one of the episodes of the podcast. Um, I don't like them. Tyler doesn't like them. So anyway, yeah. Um, Also, I don't know how many of y'all have been around my channel long enough to remember a few years back, I did the B82 challenge. Um, I wanted to do it again this year, but unfortunately, things just aren't working out. I wasn't able to coordinate the time with everything I've got going on. Uh, but a few years back, I think it was probably about 5 years ago, I'd been on YouTube for about a year. And so about 5 years ago, I did the B82 challenge in memory of my friend and coworker, Joey. He was a paramedic for the EMS agency that I dispatched for, and he passed away suddenly while he was on the job. And he was just a very, very creative person and would have loved Locksport. Unfortunately, he passed away before really Locksport took hold on the YouTube, on the YouTube. But the challenge that I ran then was to create something, either make a tool or find a creative solution to a problem with the lock or issue or way to bypass it. I really had something elaborate planned or in my head at least thought out, but again, I was unable to uh, affect that plan this year, unfortunately. But next April, kind of keep a lookout for it. Um, so we'll probably see that next year. But I didn't want to go through April without remembering my friend Joey because he was awesome, and uh, y'all remind me a lot of him as far as support and being in there and contributing, and having fun and having ideas. So anyway, all right. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and wind it up. It's bright and sunny outside. The cats are getting agitated. I'm getting hungry. And here in a couple hours, I've got to record podcast episode, maybe two. I don't know. Tyler and Jeff are probably blowing my text messages up this whole time, knowing that I can't see them. I don't get any alerts on them. So anyway, y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Hug your fur babies tight. Love each other. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you next time. Have a good one, y'all.